Hello, creative learners at home. Welcome to lesson 4 of designing, which is printing. Our substrand for today is block printing. So let's move on and find out more under block printing. When we talk of block printing, this is the use of a block to make print on the surface to form an interesting pattern. This is termed as block printing. So soft materials could be used to carve your relief very easily. And examples of these materials which can be used for carving the relief include soap, vegetables, wax, cocoyam, softwood, calabash, foam, sweet potato, yam, etc. All these are materials which can be prepared to obtain a design or a block and later use to do your printing. Examples of block printing include the footages we see below. So the diagrams which we see below, they all depict the craftsman having a prepared block to do the printing. So these are all typical examples of block printings. There are several methods of block printing, but for the sake of our studies, we will be looking at only two of these methods. So first method, the procedure include 1. Find a block. An example of the block we are talking about here is yam, or potato, or vegetable. Step 2. Carve out any design out of the block. So when you obtain your yam, gently draw a design and carve this design from the surface of your yam, of your potato, or your vegetable. Step 3. Find a neat sheet of paper and position your carved design or block on this paper. The step 4 says what? You plan the arrangement of your print to form a nice pattern. So when you finish obtaining your white paper or your paper, the next thing for you to do as a creative person is plan your arrangement in such a way that you obtain a nice pattern. Step 5. Spread your ink or paint on a flat surface and dip your relief or block design into it. So when you finish preparing your surface, what you need to do next is to spread your ink on a flat surface. Then you now dip your block on this ink which has been spread on your surface. Then the last point says, we now start printing by stamping or pressing the block onto the paper according to how you plan your design. That is why we once said, before you print, you need to know how you are going to arrange your design in order to obtain a nice pattern. So this is the first method one can use when it comes to block printing. Step number 2 or method number 2. Method number 2, we are to find a block. An example of this block may be a potato, vegetable, or etc. Step 2, you carve out your design out of the potato using cookie cutter. So cookie cutter, we can easily obtain this in the kitchen. If you don't have the cookie cutter, this is where you can use your ordinary knife to do this work. Step 3. Cut around the cookie cutter and take off the cutter to get the shape of the potato. So when you obtain your cookie cutter, what you need to do is to cut the surface of your potato. Push your cookie cutter on the surface of where you have cut. After that, cut around this metallic object, which is your cookie cutter. This is where you end up obtaining the design onto your potato. Then point 4, you plan the arrangement of your print in order to form a nice pattern. So where you are going to stamp it, carefully plan your work before you start printing. Then the 5th one, you spread your ink on a flat surface. From there, you begin to dip your relief or your design or your block into it. Finally, you start printing by stamping, by pressing the block on the paper according to how you planned your design or your work. So let's find out another or a simple video which talks about what I just said. Alright, so what we just watched gave us a clear explanation to the procedure or the steps that I read or I said earlier on. So once you have that procedure and you have the video alongside, you can produce your own block at home and use it to do your beautiful or your nice printing. Let's now discuss the video. Question number 1. What material did the artist use for the printing? So going back to the video, the artist used potato by shaping the potato to obtain a design and later use it to do the printing. Then the second one says we have to describe or we summarize what we saw from the video. So what I specifically saw from the video was that I got to know that the designer first started the work by taking a full potato, cutting it into two, inserting a cookie cutter in it to obtain the design. After that, the designer or the artist further arranged or planned the way she will do her printing. From there, she started pressing the block on the paint and applying it on the surface which the printing was to be made. So this is what I totally observed from the video. And I believe the same thing applies to you. So where you think you are not clear, you can go back and play the video once more. Now, our homework for the day. The homework is under block printing, and this is what we need to do. We need to watch the potato block printing video again and make a prototype of a block printing using any of these materials. So the materials include yam, plantain, potato, vegetable, hard foam, softwood, wax, etc. And after obtaining all these material, the design lies on you. You need to create any design of your choice. It is not a must to do what exactly is in the video. So if you have any nice design to do out there, you can surely do that design of yours and print it on the surface of a material. So work should be done on any of these materials. We have A4 or A3 paper, your sketchbook, and at the same time, a white cardboard. These are the surfaces which your work or your printing should be made. So I'm expecting a nice pattern from you, a beautiful artwork from you as well. When you finish with all your work, please don't forget to send your answers to me through my email sagacious59@gmail.com or through my WhatsApp number 0240 900 650. Next on Creative Art Time, we'll be looking at frottage printing, which is also another method of printing. So you can do your research and get to know much about it before even we come to the major lesson. At the same time, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel at One Sagacious. And once you subscribe to my channel, all lessons, all videos, the moment I post it, you will be noticed in order to follow what is going on. This is where we will end for today. Have a nice day and have a blessed day as well. Bye for now.